What does it take to become one of the most recognized supermodels in the world? Is it beauty, luck, family legacy, or an unshakable drive that refuses to fade beneath the blinding lights of fame? In a world where perfection is demanded and every step is captured, Kendall Jenner carved her name into the fabric of fashion history. From her very first shoot to the heights of global This is the story of Kendall Jenner's supermodel life. From first shoot to runway icon. Sound of wind rustling through palm trees. Then faint laughter, flashback ambience. It all began far from the flashing cameras and runway chaos. Hidden in the hills of Calabasas, a young Kendall Nicole Jenner was just another teenager growing up in the Kardashian-Jenner household, family soon to be catapulted into pop culture immortality. But even in a home where reality TV fame reigned supreme, Kendall had a dream that didn't revolve around drama or confessions. She wanted something quieter, something hers. She once said, "I remember being 13 and telling my mom, I want to model." Those words would change everything. Kris Jenner, the matriarch and manager extraordinaire, didn't hesitate. She knew ambition when she saw it. A few phone calls later, in Kendall Jenner's first modeling portfolio was born simple photos shot by a family friend. A natural beauty waiting to be unleashed on the world. Camera click sounds. Music builds slowly. Narrator, Kendall's first professional modeling shoot came at just 14 years old. Under the wing of Wilhelmina models, it wasn't the glamorous world we imagined. The lights were bright, the poses awkward, the pressure immense. But the young Kendall handled it with surprising poise. Even then, there was a quiet intensity in her gaze, a hint of the icon she would soon become by 2010. The world already knew her family name. Keeping up with the Kardashians had made the Jenner-Kardashian household a cultural phenomenon. But Kendall Jenner wanted to stand apart, not as a reality TV star, but as a professional model respected in her own right. The early years were brutal. The fashion world can be ruthless to anyone, but for Kendall, it came with an extra layer of scrutiny. She wasn't just Kendall Jenner, she was Kendall Jenner from the Kardashian family. Many in the industry whispered, was she truly talented? Or was she just another celebrity with connections? Music dips, heartbeat sound builds. Narrator, but this was no ordinary celebrity kid. Kendall had something different, discipline, focus, and an almost intimidating determination. She wanted to prove herself, not through words, but through work. Behind the camera, she was shy, yet captivating. On the runway, she became someone else, entirely a quiet storm of elegance and strength. In 2014, Kendall Jenner's supermodel life took a seismic turn. Her breakout moment came during New York Fashion Week, when she walked for Marc Jacobs. Dressed in a sheer top, her presence was unshakable, her stride controlled, powerful. The industry took notice. Fashion insiders whispered about the girl with the famous last name who could actually walk. Camera clicks, upbeat runway music begins faintly. Narrator, soon after, Kendall's name began appearing on every designer's dream list. Givenchy, Balmain, Versace, Fendi. She wasn't just attending fashion weeks, she was defining it. Within a single year, she had gone from debutante to fashion's new obsession. The transformation was breathtaking. Kendall Jenner's rise was meteoric, but it wasn't accidental. She worked tirelessly early mornings, endless fittings, the constant pressure of perfection. She learned from the best, studying every detail of her craft. Her walk became sharper, her gaze more commanding, her confidence unstoppable, soft instrumental. Music fades to echoing footsteps on a runway. Narrator, every supermodel has a defining momentum point where fashion no longer just embraces them, but needs them. For Kendall Jenner, that moment came when she was named one of the world's highest-paid models by Forbes. Suddenly, the whispers were gone. She had earned her crown. From glossy magazine covers to high-fashion campaigns, Kendall became omnipresent. Vogue, Harper's, Bazaar, Elle, and Love magazine, Image told a story of transformation. She was no longer the young girl from a reality show. She was a global fashion phenomenon. But success came at a cost. Fame, especially in the digital age, is a double-edged sword. Every photo, every movement, every expression was dissected by millions. Kendall Jenner's supermodel life may have looked glamorous from the outside, but behind the scenes, the pressure was relentless. The world expected perfection, and she had to deliver it again and again. Narrator tone softens. There were moments when she broke down, when anxiety and self-doubt crept in. She once opened up about the overwhelming nature of her career, the panic attacks, the exhaustion that came from constantly being on. But it was in those vulnerable moments that Kendall proved she wasn't just a model, she was human, and yet she never stopped moving forward. Her evolution continued not just as a model, but as a symbol of modern femininity. She wasn't loud, she wasn't scandalous, she was poised, understated, and professional. Her strength came in silence, and the fashion world respected that. Music shifts to an elegant piano melody, closing parenthesis, narrator : by her mid-20s. Kendall Jenner was more than just a model. She was a runway icon. Walking for Victoria's Secret marked a new milestone in her journey. Under the dazzling lights, surrounded by the biggest names in the business, she glided down the runway with grace that only years of persistence could create. Her collaborations expanded beyond modeling. With her sister Kylie, she built a fashion empire. Kendall plus Kylie. It was more than a brand. It was a statement. Kendall's influence wasn't confined to the runway. Anymore, it was spilling into the world of design, entrepreneurship, and pop culture. Sound of pen scribbling, soft pages turning, narrator. But even as her fame grew, Kendall never abandoned her authenticity. She often spoke about craving normalcy, riding horses, spending time with her friends, escaping the chaos of fame. It was that balance between public persona and private peace that made her story so compelling. In a world where so many chase the spotlight, Kendall Jenner often seemed to walk in its shadow, allowing her work to shine brighter than her words. Her humility, rare in her industry, earned her respect from designers, photographers, and fellow models alike. Music swells, again ethereal, cinematic narrator. Kendall Jenner's supermodel life wasn't built overnight. It was built on persistence, years of rejection, preparation, and transformation. Each runway walk told a story. Each campaign captured another chapter. From the awkward teenager posing in her first shoot to the confident woman commanding Paris Fashion Week, her evolution was undeniable. There's an almost poetic contrast in her journey. Born into fame, yet constantly running from it to build her own identity. Critics once said she'd never escape the Kardashian shadow, but she didn't need to escape it. She reshaped it. She became the calm amid the storm of celebrity culture, a modern muse for a generation obsessed with perfection. Sound of audience applause, distant flashes. Narrator. Today, Kendall Jenner stands as one of the most successful models of her generation. She has walked for Alexander Wang, Prada, Saint Laurent, and Burberry. She's graced countless magazine covers, become the face of global brands like Estée Lauder and Calvin Klein, and continues to redefine what it means to be a supermodel in the social media age. But beyond the fame and fortune lies something deeper. A girl who once dreamed of modeling in her bedroom mirror now sits atop the fashion world she once admired from afar. Her story is not just about beauty, it's about resilience, patience, and reinvention. Soft ambient music fades to near silence. Narrator: lower tone. As the cameras flash and the runway lights burn bright, one can't help but wonder, what comes next for Kendall Jenner? Is she still chasing something? Or has she already found it? Perhaps her greatest achievement isn't her fame, her wealth, or her beauty, but her ability to remain grounded in a world built to make you lose yourself. She has proven that a supermodel can be more than a face, they can be a force. Sound of slow footsteps echoing, like walking off a runway, from her first shoot to the grand stages of Milan, Paris, and New York. Kendall Jenner has evolved from a teenage dreamer to a global icon. Her journey is not just a testament to success, it's a portrait of quiet power, perseverance, and poise. Narrator softly. Final lines. This is Kendall Jenner's story. The story of a girl who turned ambition into artistry, pressure into grace, and fame into legacy. From first shoot to runway icon.